Call the Destin Fire Control District Board of Fire Commissioners meeting to order. We're at 848 Airport Road, Destin, Florida, March 12, 2019 at 5:30 p.m. This meeting is open to the public, and I welcome everybody here to the meeting tonight. And the floor is open for any public comments at this time. Seeing none, the floor is closed to public comment. Review of the minutes, regular meeting February 12, 2019.
I move we approve the minutes of the regular meeting February 12, 2019. Second.
I get a motion to approve the minutes February 12, 2019. Any discussion? I see none. Take a vote. All in favor? Mike?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Unanimous? And also, I want to note that everybody isn't present in the board commission. All right, review of the financial report, February 28, 2019.
The report before you includes a 5-month period through our current fiscal year. Cash position is good. Ad valorem taxes, we're continuing to receive the last of that. The full amount that we wanted to transfer to the Florida Local Government Investment Trust has been made at this point, and we'll actually probably need to take our first draw on the day-to-day fund at the end of next month. And then we'll take a draw every single month until we start receiving ad valorem taxes again next November. So it's invested at this point. Other than that,
Catherine, how much did we move our the trust not checking?
2.9 million.
Okay.
Other than that, as far as the revenue and expenditures, I don't have anything to mention, so if you have any questions, I'll be happy to address those.
How much did we move out of there?
$2,900,000.
Motion to approve the financial report of February 28, 2019.
Second.
I get a motion to approve the financial report February 28, 2019 in a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, take a vote. All in favor? Unanimous. All right, old business, Chief.
Yes, sir, the West End Station, we are still waiting. We haven't gotten any word back from the Department of Treasury, so the city is still waiting for the Department of Treasury to make a decision. And as soon as that happens, then we'll start working on the agreement. But it's still the same as it was last meeting, no word yet.
Any questions? Beach safety report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I obviously don't have quite that much information for you. We just started Saturday, but when I typed this last, we had 2 people rescued. It's already up to 5. We had a few yesterday afternoon, but not anything too bad. But we're open for business, and the beaches are pretty crowded, especially today. There was a lot of people.
Beautiful day today.
Beautiful day. So, I'll have more for you, obviously, next time.
Thank you. How are we on the tower?
They're actually they called end of last week, and they are moving along. They're saying early April. We'll see. We'll see.
Maybe next meeting. Okay, cool. Training report.
Yes, sir. You'll see that the guys got in 25 hours for the month of February. The company inspections, they did quite a few in February. And then you'll see we assigned the PTSD training and some cancer training for them, as well as some hands-on. Commissioner Buckingham was able to provide us with access to a house on Cross Street where the guys were able to go in and do some search and rescue training, some ventilation training. So we really got some good training out of an acquired structure. It's very difficult to burn them. But anytime we're able to get an acquired structure, we can do a lot of other things other than just burn one. So being able to call up on a roof, especially one that had a tin roof, which makes it's metal, we don't get the opportunity to cut those very often. Most of the time acquired structures have asphalt shingle. So it gave the guys an opportunity to kind of cut through metal, use a different type of saw, that kind of thing, plus be able to do search and rescue, little 2-story buildings, so they were able to go upstairs, downstairs. So it was good training. I think the guys got a lot out of it. And it really worked well with the new guys that we had, so it kind of, they played right into it, worked well. So it was a good month of training.
The guy whose house burnt down here on Quail Run or Quail Lake,
Yes.
whatever, he's offered to have them come in and do whatever they need to do there. He's got to tear the place down, of course, and he said if they want to come in and do something there, I can get you in touch with him.
Oh, that'd be great, yeah. We'd love
He
to.
actually wanted to know if you could burn it down, so he.
Well, we did a good job, I guess, of putting it out kind of, you know, but, yeah, we'd love to be able to go in there, and do some work in his house, for sure, you know.
I'll get you in touch with him. I'll give
Okay.
you his number and let you talk to him.
That'd be great. Anytime we get an opportunity or anybody knows of someone that is gonna be tearing a house down, that we can actually go in and not worry about damage actually creates, is always good for us.
Yeah, this one on Cross Street, they did one hell of a job. I mean, they went through holes in the bottom and the sides and the top and the this and that. You can tell they did some good training in it.
Yeah.
When they were done, it wasn't that hard to take it down.
First,
Yeah,
he
they
was
did a good
gonna
job.
take and rebuild right there, but now he's looking at maybe buying a place up in Freeport and selling that lot.
Mhm.
So,
Good.
but he's still gotta take the house down.
Yes, it's gonna be more valuable without the home than it is now,
Yeah.
so, for sure. Yeah, we'd love to do it.
Were we able to smoke it up or anything?
Oh, yes, sir, that was the other
Okay,
part of
cool.
the search and
Oh, yeah.
rescue. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you
Yeah,
could see
training.
your hand in front of your face, it was good training.
they had some great training on it.
Yeah, good deal. Well, thank you. Any other questions? Good. All right, inspection report.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, you have my report in front of you there. Just a couple things to touch on. The city reinstituted the TRT program as far as to meet actual face-to-face with, you know, the building official. And so we started that this month, so we did have our first meeting with it, so it went very, very good. The other thing, venue, the apartments behind Winn-Dixie has paid their fees, so it is going forward. So that project will get underway shortly. And some of the other projects we were waiting on, not sure if they're going through or not, from last I heard, so. Venue Emerald Coast might be our big project coming here really quick, so.
Thank
If you
you.
have any other questions?
So the meeting you're talking about is with the city, right? You meet with
Yes.
everybody in the round table?
Correct.
Once a week or once a month?
Once a month. Once a month, they have a TRT. We, as a team, meet first, and then the following week, the participant comes in and
Oh, okay.
talks and discusses any changes we have with it or.
Oh, that's good. All right. Response change report, chief?
Yes, sir, we're still analyzing it. It's a little difficult for us to kind of pull some of the data from dispatch now to the CAD system. They're in the process of changing over to the sheriff's office, so it means they're changing the CAD system over. So it's kind of been difficult for us to do that, but we're still working diligently to figure out how we're gonna start acquiring the data now with changing systems. But we are working and analyzing it, and as soon as we can, as soon as we're completed analyzing, we'll start presenting the information again. I would like to say, in reference to Joe's topic of spring break really started this past weekend. It was obvious to us, Saturday, the guys were extremely busy all day and well into the morning. So it's there. Of course, that included the shooting that occurred at Brick and Brack, so that was an extremely busy shift for the guys. So it's obvious to us that spring break kicked off with a bang for us.
Literally.
Literally.
And no pun intended.
All right. Overtime report.
Yes, you'll see overall, we had 50 hours. In February, only one 24-hour shift was partial at 17 hours. Other than that, just a couple of 3/4-hour increments there. So not bad overall for the month of February.
All right, moving into new business. RFP Station 10 exterior refurbishing.
Yes, we brought in several different painters to kind of give us an idea of what needed to be done at Station 10 and what the cost would be. And then we put it out for an RFP. Unfortunately, we only had one person respond to an RFP, and it didn't happen to be anyone that come and looked at it and provided us with the information. So that was kind of ironic, and we let them all know too, those that came out, that we had released the RFP. So this is the only one that put one in. However, they did stay under the amount that we have been told it would cost. So they were right in the ballpark of what the others painters had told us would be the approximate cost. And obviously, as y'all know, the way Station 10 is laid out, being right on the property line, back side having a swell, the other side having the rest of the station of the two-story part, it's going to have some, it's going to be labor intensive, and being that it's, the siding the way it is, we've asked them to caulk every joint again because all the caulk's starting to come out. Some of the boards that are there need to be replaced. So there is some work that's significantly involved with them caulking every joint that's there with that bad border on the side. So we know it's going to be labor intensive. I think that's reflected in the bid that you see in front of you.
What is our requirements?
There's a specific paint, I can't remember the name of the paint, but a specific paint, we had a recommendation to paint it because the paint lasts longer than any of the others.
Lock on,
Yes, sir.
or something like that.
Yes, sir.
No, I meant as far as the contractor. What did licensed, insured, you know, what?
Licensed and insured, yes,
Okay,
sir.
that is it? Just
That's
licensed, insured.
required, licensed and insured, other than that, we're okay with
Right,
anyone.
okay.
I think the timing may be off. I think a lot of the painters are in Baker County
I
area.
would have to agree, I think that's kind of why we're receiving what we are.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I represent Search Pro Painters. I mean, they're a great company. They just painted my house a month ago, inside and out, so, but just a full disclosure.
So they're good company, they're reputable.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
they put up with my
Right.
pregnant wife.
Right.
They're good people.
Right.
Patience.
Yeah, very patient.
Well, I usually don't like voting on something that we only have one, but if you put it out and everybody had the opportunity and there was people that came and looked at it, knew they could vote, bid on it and they didn't, I mean, if the district is, you happy with what you got and received?
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion to go forward and let them go forward and paint it.
Second.
Okay, got a motion to approve the RFP for Station 10 exterior refurbishment, and a second.
I have a question.
Mike?
The chief, what do we anticipate the cost being, 30,000 or?
The cost in the bid is
What
$27,300.
do we anticipate?
Actually, well, 27.5, 27.4, I'm sorry. That's why I was amazed. This company we didn't actually bring out and talk to, and the quote that we were receiving before we put the RFP out, so we'd have a ballpark what's gonna cost, was
Right.
27.4. So we were anticipating and budgeted 27.4. They came in at 27,316. So
Well, they probably bid it by the square foot.
very well could have been, and that's why it hit what it did.
Well, all I can say is it's well needed.
Yeah.
I mean, I've walked and inspected it with the chief, and
Yes,
it's-
sir.
it's well needed. It's kind of been neglected a little bit,
It's been a while.
yeah, so we need to bring it back up to our standards. So I'll agree with it. So, all right, any other discussion? All in favor? Unanimous? Chief, move forward with the RFP. All right, next on the agenda is RFP for security cameras and access controls.
Yes, sir. Same here. We brought in several companies to give us ideas as far as what we needed for station security, which would include cameras and access controls. So we brought in several, got a lot of information, got a lot of recommendations. We took those recommendations, put in an RFP and released them. And we ended up getting 4 back. One was one that we didn't actually discuss with them what their thoughts were, but 3 of them for sure were 3 companies of the 4 that we actually took their input and kind of put it into an RFP. Based upon what we have here, our staff's recommendation would be to use Dave Lewis Installations. Mr. Lewis did the installation on Ocean City's new station. He put all their security in, their cameras, their access controls and all that, and I've heard nothing but positive feedback coming from the chief over there as far as their interaction with him and his response to them and his installation stuff. North Bay is using, and we didn't get a quote from them, but Independent Telephone is putting North Bay's in as part of their remodel and that kind of thing, but they didn't bid. And we did talk to Planet, Mr. Lewis, and A to Z. Those are the three we kind of took their input in. So it'd be our recommendation to go with Mr. Lewis.
For the cameras over at Ocean City, you were able to see them personally, how the definition on the cameras?
No, sir, I was not. We did, when we spoke to Mr. Lewis about the cameras, we had already talked to another vendor that had recommended a specific camera. Mr. Lewis said that camera, that he would recommend one that had a little higher definition so that we'd be able to. The recommendation is what we have in here. We can go with a 4K camera. There's a lot of drawbacks with that in that even though it provides high resolution, because it takes up so much space and it's going to be cloud based, it could slow our system down significantly, but the cameras that are in here are not. I won't get into great detail because of security stuff, but the system that he's recommending is going to be an internal system, our system. It won't be into the cloud for hacking purposes and those kind of things. It'll be self-contained. It'll be out. I'm not saying that somebody can hack it, but it's not going to be out in the cloud. It'll be contained inside. It'll be in-house.
I just want to make sure if we ever have an incident, that we can see somebody's face and recognize the person instead of just a cloudy face.
Exactly.
That was our discussion with Mr. Lewis, was making sure that we could, that these cameras would. We've had experience with the cameras that were recommended by another company. One of our battalions have had experience with a camera that was recommended by another company, and we kind of steered away from that because of his experience. He didn't have the clarity that you were looking for. That's why we had the discussion with Mr. Lewis about that camera and what would he recommend that would provide us with that clarity that we're looking for. And that's why he came back with recommendations. He did, which is what we put into the RFP.
Chief, my concern is I don't have a problem with the security cameras. I think it's a great idea. I don't agree with the access control. I think we're here to serve the public. Until we have, of course, I hate to say it that way, I won't say it that way. I feel being that we're here to the public, people come in when they choose to, and we leave our doors open out there with our trucks with our doors open, which is standard procedure, which I think is great because anybody that drives by, they see that we're ready to go. They know that we're not closed, we're open, we're ready to roll if we need to. I would support the cameras, but I don't think the access control, I'm not willing to support that. But that's where I stand.
I have to disagree with you on that. But, I went into the county courthouse annex over in Fort Walton. I couldn't believe the security there. That's like going through TSA at the airport. I mean, they wand you and everything when you go in there. And I mean, that's open to the public. They're there to
Well, that's
serve the public
different.
too, but.
Right, but that's different than what we are.
Well, it is and it isn't.
Mm-hmm. It's a courtroom.
Because a lot of what we're talking about is security to protect the people that work here.
Right.
And with these ladies up front, and sometimes everybody gone on call, that's why I don't have an issue with it. We might not activate it at night or when we're not here, but I just think if somebody comes to the front door and hits that buzzer, somebody's gonna be there to respond to it. So, that's my take on it.
Okay. I agree with Tom Manning, it's about protecting our employees. We're not just people here in the front office, but these guys, if there's no shooting in brickbat, they'll be asleep at 4:30 in the morning. And there's nobody on guard.
But it's my understanding that's not what it's for.
It controls access. And any control of access is a good thing.
Right.
You just don't have somebody wander in. It's just like if that gentleman left Brick-and-Brack and came over here, he could walk right into the bay because it was open. I mean,
No, that's not at night, at 4 o'clock in the morning, they don't have them open.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
But if they could get in, and then there's no cameras to see them. There's no control access to
It's just my 2 cents.
Not for security, we've purchased bulletproof vests for the guys for security. Now, not be able to, they're vulnerable when they're sleeping. So having something locked, I think it might go a long way. Because if we purchase bulletproof vests, we might as well go all the way and finish it and secure the whole place.
Well, I just want to use one example, and I think the chief talked about this a while back. was the gentleman that, that shot that Uber driver. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did he not show up here the next day?
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was-
did I
it was
remember
on-
that straight?
Yes, sir, it was on a Tuesday night, and then Wednesday morning, he was in the station wanting to talk to me about selling, giving the fire department and firefighters the opportunity to buy stock in his company that was comparable to Uber, and talking about how he was suing them and all this. Yes, sir, he was standing at the station
And that was after he committed the murder.
that night.
So, I mean, if we would have had a discussion with him that set him off, Katie barred the door. So.
I'm too nice.
Yeah. So I just think if you have a hardened place to some degree, you're less likely to be targeted. I mean, that's just my personal, and from the security background I've come from, I think if you can control the access, you're better off for everybody. Just, you may have an employee that leaves angry, comes back, you know. Part of the out process is to change the code, that person don't have that code no more. So
That would be
they
part
can't
of the
just walk.
process.
Yeah,
And that's part of the, that's part of this system is that we have the ability to change the access immediately. It's not a go and take the door apart, change the code to send it, put the door the lock back together. This was electronic, so we're able to change it and then, you know, so, and that's immediate. What we anticipate doing is all employees would have cards that would be able to activate, and then as a backup, we will have a punch pad on one of the doors or two of the doors that can be used in the event that for some reason the card isn't working. They do have it, but they'll be individually issued those numbers, and again, that can be changed instantly via the computer so that that code that they have doesn't work anymore.
I mean, we already have it at Station 10, a keypad access to a certain degree. The back door here's got a little keypad, so I mean, we're trying to control it some.
It's a shame, it's a shame that Destin has become to be like this.
It is. I mean, but the
I
world
mean,
has changed.
And I get it, I get what y'all are saying, it's just, it's a shame that Destin has come down to, we have to lock everything. I mean, it's a shame.
It is, but I'd much rather be proactive than reactive.
How many cars get
Something
broken
else.
every night? The cars get broken every time, the doors are open.
The fee zone, yeah.
Well, then we gotta start closing these doors out here. When you start
That's going to
shutting
be
our
part
trucks.
of, that'll be part of the, once the
But see,
system's
you know,
installed.
I just think that's not, we're not the sheriff's department, and we're not the courthouse. Courthouses, you got bad guys walking in because they're getting ready to get sentenced or find out if they're, you know, what they're gonna get. Sheriff's department, you know, some of us really like them, some people don't because they think they're gonna give them a ticket. But here, we're the good guys, man. We're the guys that help, we're the guys that, you know.
But you may have ticked off a guy at an accident scene for some reason or another, and they may have a grudge, they may wanna come back again.
We've done it on burnt complaints, I can assure you. I've
I'm
had
just
somebody
Yeah, I was gonna
look
say,
at-
these guys don't burn bridges, man. These guys help. These guys
No,
help.
but I think we're visible, that's really the key. I mean, a government office today is visible, it's a target of opportunity. It's a
I get
gun-free
it,
zone.
I just hate to see that Destin just turned out to be a screw.
I
That's
hate
all
to
I'm
see it
saying.
too. I hate to spend the money.
I hate it that we have to, we're the guys with the big wreck trucks, the doors are open, they drive by, they see, we're ready to go. And now we're gonna lock up everything, and we're gonna, because just in case? That's my 2 cents, sorry.
Now, these people don't respect the fire department as much as what you think they do, because there's numerous cases of them pilfering fire department, going through your vehicles out back. I mean, this is on record.
Right.
I read it all the time, and even they get into the fire station itself and get into the engines and
We've had bunker coats come up missing.
Well, I damn sure
another
respect
item.
you guys.
one guy came in and stole all the bunker gear.
Yes.
So, you know, so I just, if it takes it, I mean, I make a motion that we approve the RFP for the security.
For Dave Lewis,
Yeah, same people.
recommendation.
Yes.
All right, got a motion?
I'll second it. I get it. I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it, so I'll second
I
it.
wish we didn't have to either.
I know. It's
Yes,
sad.
sir. For discussion.
This is really for our attorney. And I ask this because there are 3 people that are not gonna win a bid here. And rather than give anyone cause to protest on some basis, is it significant if they refer to this station as Airport Road? And Station 10 is
Yeah.
Miramar Beach?
Yeah.
It's not in Miramar Beach.
No, it's not.
And do we need a correction or a
Yes.
clarification from them? So to be
Station
compliant with the
10.
proposal?
I think Station 10 is enough.
Yeah, I believe
But
we
that-
do
where's
that.
the tennis station?
Proposal.
I'm reading on page 41, it doesn't say Station 21.
On 21,
I mean, it is what it is,
117 Crystal Beach.
but I wouldn't want to leave an opening for somebody to protest this thing because.
And that's a good point.
Yeah.
What page are you looking at?
I'm looking at page 41.
At the very top.
Well, I see one where it says Miramar Beach Fire Department, so, yeah, on page
Instead of
36.
Station 10.
I mean, I think a letter from Lewis.
Just a clarification that by Miramar Beach, they mean Station 10.
Right.
Well, what is the RFP?
Because
state?
Airport
That's what they
Road,
go by.
Airport Road is on, well,
They misjudged it.
Should they be a-
41 and 42, those say Miramar.
Yeah. It's just, they need to, then you just resubmit it with, you know, we're approving it.
Well, just clarify, I mean, again, I'll leave it to
Crystal
you,
Beach.
but, I think just clarifying that by Miramar Beach, they meant Station 10 or the actual address of the facility that they're gonna go paint. They're not doing anything in Miramar
We'll
Beach.
make sure, yeah, and he says Destin, he's confusing, he says Destin Fire Department, and then he says Miramar. So, I know Mr. Lewis knows where it is, because he walked around the station, he just.
That's not the issue. We're
Yeah,
not
yeah, I
worried about
know.
him getting there, we're worried about somebody
I know.
else making us redo the
Protest.
process over some nitnoy little thing like that.
Agree. Yes, sir.
All right, I'm good with it.
I amend the
Okay, got
motion
a
to,
motion to approve,
I amend the motion to get the
address is correct.
address correct.
And I'll second.
Okay, so I got a motion on the table to approve Mr. Lewis's RFP selection for the security cameras and the controlled access, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and I got a second, for that, correct?
Yep.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, take a vote, all in favor?
Yep.
Unanimous. All right, resolution to sell medical equipment.
Yes, sir, we have several pieces that are in the back that we no longer use, are outdated, as are outlined in the resolution. We replaced our monitors several years ago, and these monitors have been in storage, and we really need the space. We need to clear them out, and we no longer use them. They will be of use to someone that can refurb them and resell them. We reached out to a couple of companies to find out if there would be any interest in it. There is, so we put it out for, we're asking for the board to dissolve, make these obsolete, so that we can put them out for an RFP and get rid of them.
So moved.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, take a vote, all in favor? Unanimous.
And we had to bring that to the board just because of the initial cost of the item itself, disposing of it, we had to run it.
Correct.
by the board.
Good.
All right, we've got our next scheduled meeting, scheduled for April 9th, 2019 at 5:30 PM. Anything in front of the board? You? All right, thank you. Adjourned.